Right, I'm just leaving Rotherham Hospital on my way back to our premises. It's 10:01. Somebody asked me yesterday on YouTube what got me interested in funeral industry. Well, I went to a Catholic school called St. Teresa's on Prince Wales Road. Catholics, obviously. Not going to go there if you're Muslim or out, are you? But, well, I don't know, you might do. Anyway, Catholic school. And when I were in playground, 5, 6, 7 year old, it weren't unusual for us to see a funeral going into church. It were more or less a normal thing, seeing a coffin carried through the outside of playground and into church. And when that happened, we all stood still. We were told to stop. But I know a lot of kids just carried on looking at wall or at wall. I was transfixed on coffin and bearers, mourners. There's just something about it from a really young age, really. Then I served on altar. Yes, I did. I was an altar boy, proper Catholic, you know what I mean? Roman Catholic even. So I served on altar, and used to wear a long red gown and then this white smock. Looked quite angelic actually. So they said. Anyway, back to the story. When we did funeral masses for people, I were always out of corner of my eye, like looking at coffin, thinking, is there really somebody in there? It intrigued me. So I've had an interest in it from an early age. I wanted to be a Catholic priest. It sounds mad. Me and this kid called Hughie Connolly, I can remember once taking some books round. We'd be about 7 or 8 to priest's house, which were in grounds at church. I come from a very, very normal council estate background, let's say. And we didn't have a lot, that's to say the least. But we took some books round to church. One morning it was bitter cold, and I can remember walking and knocking on the door with these books in his hands, and housekeeper, a bit like her off Father Ted, coming in. And we went into where study were, and priest was sat writing at a beautiful big roll top desk. And he didn't turn round. I think it were Canon McGilly, could he? Whose funeral I actually attended later on. But he didn't even acknowledge we were in there. He just says, put them on the table, boys. So we put these books down, but you could smell bread cakes being baked. And I remember he was a really nice guy. He says, give these lads a bread cake. And this old lady cut a bread cake in half and put some butter on it and gave it us to walk back round to class with. Oh, and it was amazing. Warm bread cake. So we ate it, and I can remember thinking on the way back, I'm going to be a priest. Didn't even know about celibacy and all that. Anyway, I did quite well at RE, religious education. That was one of the things I enjoyed doing. I didn't enjoy anything at school, but I enjoyed that. So I thought, yeah, I'll be a priest. Until 14, and at 14 my life took a dramatic change. Firstly, I knocked about with a kid called Richard McNally. He were an absolute diamond. He's buried in City Road, Richard. And at 14, he passed away. And it hit everybody at school hard. I remember being at assembly that morning, and I remember Headmaster, Mr. Campbell, saying, Richard's gone to live in heaven with Jesus. And I thought, what's he talking about? He's gone to live in heaven. What about going to school and all? I just thought, this is mental. looked at crucifix and I thought, I'm having nothing to do with him. I think a lot of people feel like that, and all when someone dies, they feel as though there's no religion. It's a load of rubbish. If there's a God, why does people die? And that's how I felt. I thought, sod this. I don't want to be a priest. And I were dismissive of religion, let's say, at 14. A bit difficult when you're in a Catholic school and all. So, the next thing that happened were, I sat next to a girl. I was sitting next to a lad called Chris O'Connor, and we sat right at front near the teacher so he could keep his eye on us, because we're always up to something. So he would sit down here with me. Anyway, this particular day, for some reason, I was further up class. And I sat next, I'm not going to mention her name because she might even be on YouTube, but I sat next to this lass, and she was quite, for 14, she was quite well developed, let's say. But I hadn't took much notice up to that point, until I turned round. She was sat near a window, and I wanted to look through a window, and she got her white blouse on, and it were unbuttoned. I think the button had popped open a bit too much, and she didn't have a bra on. That was it. I thought, I don't want to be a priest. Definitely 100% not be a priest. I want some of that. I never got any of that, by the way. Not of that particular girl, anyway. Then I didn't know what I was going to do. Bit of a loose cannon. But I watched a programme on television called In Loving Memory. And Thora Hird, I love Thora Hird, she's amazing. She was an amazing actress. Thora, she was married to Jeremiah Unsworth. And they had Billy, their relation. Thora's